guys, here's another dilemma that you run into, is having to cut penetrations for the roof. In this case, it doesn't fall out anywhere on, it's going to go right over the top. So what I'm going to do, again, is going to lap over, I'm going to measure, show it 4 inches, 14, and then measure from the top. Need 13, which I can actually right there make a mark, and 23. That's the area that I'm gonna cut it, and then I'll show you how I cut one of the ways that I can cut. The 13 and the 4 inch, I see a 4 inch and a 14 actually. 4 right there. Opposite rib, 14 right there, and then there's a mark right here, so see the mark is right here. Alright, so we have a square right here that we're going to cut out. Now you can get snips and cut it, but a lot of times it ends up being a real nuisance. Usually I use a sharper screwdriver than this, but let's see what happens. Using the hammer to drive that edge through. That screwdriver. A lot of times it won't go all the way through one side from one direction. So you go there's your hole. So, I have 4 different kinds of cutters at the shears. I have the dual wheel that spins different directions. I have nibblers. I have all kinds of cutters. You can use a saw and turn the saw blade backwards. All of them have risk of stuff getting in your eyes. So, this is not. An old man showed me, and I'm old now. So, you can do this without any special tools. Putting the vent over a hole that was cut. If you notice, the flange is much bigger than the ribs. So what I do is I get the center of where that rib's going to be, might not fall exactly in the center of the vent, and then I cut so that there's a V, and I can fasten these down. Okay, and these on the outside edge, when they're close like that, I'll let it get mashed down and folded over. But I got to do it on the top also. Then, when you fasten, you want to make sure you start in the middle and work your way out. That way everything's, so I'm spreading myself out. I'm going to go to the top. See how that V that I cut in that vent flange, it's allowing that metal to wrap down around. That way I can seal it all up. And it will have a good tight fit before we even get to sealing. I don't recommend using a screw gun for a hammer, but there you go. I'm going to tell you something about sealing before I even show you how I do it. A lot of people got some really high engineered and expensive silicones that come in tubes and they work okay. Anything that comes in a tube is going to shrink, and that's why I quit using it, because I got tired of having leaks and having to keep going back because it shrinks after it dries a little bit here and there. So I don't do that anymore, no matter that companies are encouraging you to buy their thing. So I'll show you later how I seal it all up.